Hey guys, I am here today with this. This is the Aston Martin DBX S. Let's get into it. If you guys are familiar with the DBX, you're gonna notice a lot of changes here. So first of all, we've got this new grille, this new honeycomb grille, which I just love. You'll also notice a different layout of the intake on the front end. You'll also, of course, notice my S emblem here, which I'll get into those details because that's really interesting. And then we've got the magnesium 23-inch forged magnesium wheels. That is the beginning of a really interesting weight equation that we're going to get into in a sec. You'll also notice that the back end is a little bit different, particularly the quad exhaust is now vertical instead of horizontal. Okay, when you make an S variant of a car, you usually do two things. You make a more powerful engine or make it a little faster, and then you like to make it a little lighter. Well, Aston has done both of these things, and here's how. One, turbochargers. They brought them over from the VALKYRIE. Yeah, I'm not kidding. From the beautiful VALKYRIE. Take a look at it right now. Reduced the curb weight by 104 pounds. How did they do that? First of all, we've got these 23-inch magnesium wheels. Oh my goodness. Carbon fiber roof, the new grille option in front, as well as carbon fiber trim in the front intake as well as in the rear. So what happens when you take the weight from the exterior and from on top of the vehicle? That pushes the center weight into the core of the car. And what does that make for? A better handling vehicle. Hooray. To fully appreciate these changes, I took the DBX S through its paces in the hills above Santa Barbara, California. Under the hood, the DBX S has the same 4-liter twin turbo as the regular DBX, but thanks to the tuning and turbochargers, we're getting an additional 20 horsepower. Additional features in the DBX S include a 9-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive with an active transfer case, carbon ceramic brakes, and my favorite, the triple chamber air suspension with adaptive damping. During my drive, I had the unique fortune of experiencing all kinds of weather in the DBX S. Okay guys, I'm here in the Aston Martin DBX S. Pity me, I've spent the whole day driving this car. I know it's rough. But the joke is, I'm here in Santa Barbara, just north of Los Angeles, which is a beautiful town, and I do a lot of car programs up here because there are great roads to drive on. But it's raining in September. If you know anything about Southern California, you know that that's really weird. But of course, in my Aston, it feels so appropriate, right? This is a vehicle that wants rain. She loves rain. She's not afraid of it. So here I go. I wanted you guys to experience this a little bit because the roads are very slippery, and because if you know roads, you know that you don't necessarily want to go super fast on the first rain of the season because of all the oils and stuff. So we're just gonna chill while I find a beautiful place to tell you more about this car. So I've driven the DBX 707. I know this car well, and I drive other Astons. What's really interesting about this S is it's much more playful than the original DBX. It's extremely powerful, but it's much more sporty. What's great is I've got the sport mode. So right now I'm in the GT mode, which is very relaxed. This is my touring mode. This is supposed to you know, make it so that I can go anywhere and do carpool and all that is fine. And then there's the sport mode, which is just a little bit more playful. But then they took the Sport Plus mode, and they tuned that specifically for the S. So it's very aggressive, very exciting, and frankly, a lot of fun. It took me a minute to get used to it because the steering is very, very playful, but it wasn't a hard drive to do, and the car was really, really responsive, and I had a blast. But I want to tell you guys a little bit more about some of the changes in the DBX S that make this vehicle different than the other trim. Let's get into that. When I returned from my wild day of driving, I decided to sit down with an expert to get the inside scoop about this special car. I am here with Neil Hughes. He is the head of product management for Aston Martin. Yeah? Did I get it right?
Absolutely spot on, yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you're the product manager for all of Aston?
Yeah, so I head up a team who manage all of the products that we have in our lineup. So Vantage, DB12, Vanquish, DBX, and then VALHALLA.
He has to deal with that awful VALHALLA. Is that hard for you?
Not at all, no. Very exciting car.
And so how did you end up in this awful position?
Well, I joined Aston just over 10 years ago.
Okay.
Specifically to come in and bring DBX to market.
Oh, really?
So right at the very early stages of the program.
Oh,
when
brilliant.
There wasn't a luxury SUV market in this shape as we know now, and we had a blank sheet of paper. We had to start from scratch and figure out what does an SUV with an Aston Martin badge mean to us.
And did you 10 years ago foresee that you were going to be in a market with an Urus and the Ferrari and all these other...
Maybe not so the Ferrari. I think that's probably been a late addition that many people didn't expect.
Yeah.
But certainly we knew there were rumblings of a Bentayga coming along board, Urus. So we knew this marketplace was going to start seeing some new entrants into it.
Yeah.
Quite how extreme it's gone in some areas has been an interesting journey.
Yeah, I feel sure. Yeah. I'm going to turn on the engine, guys, so we can hear a little bit, and we can put the AC on because it's hot here.
It's a bit warm.
So you'd put it in, I mean, I remember you were saying, so our drive modes here are, GT is the base, well, there's individual, right?
Individual you can customize to suit your needs. So if you want perhaps a more comfort-oriented suspension, but a slightly sportier steering feel, you can customize that to suit your needs.
Great. And then we've got GT, which is, you know, Grand Tour, so that's your everyday, feeling good, easy.
Yeah.
Then we've got your sport mode, which in most other cars is your spirited driving.
Correct, yes.
But then we've got what?
Sport Plus.
Sport Plus.
So you'll hear the exhaust note changes slightly there.
If you guys can't hear this right now, I took some video that we're going to overlay, and Neil was careful to tell us that what they have enabled in this vehicle is when you're in Sport Plus mode in the DBX S is you can do a little bit of that. I hope to God you guys are hearing this, because this is the greatest little buzz you can get behind the wheel, is just sitting there revving your engine. And I'm sorry, I know I may sound like a 16-year-old boy, but that's what I do for fun. So
if you really want to grab the car by the scruff of the neck and have fun with it, that's the mode to select.
Okay, that's what I was in for most of the day. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you hear the exhaust note gets slightly more aggressive, shall we say. Yeah. With pops and bangs and a deeper sound.
Of course, I didn't hesitate to experience these pops and bangs. Anything else else you would tell them to try?
If you really do want to take control of the car, then you can select the manual button here, which allows you to use the paddles on the steering wheel, and change gear when you want to change gear, and that really improves the engagement with the car, makes you feel like you're more like a manual gearbox in some ways.
That's what I hoped he would say, because they are really, and I'll put some video on here, because they are really beautiful. They're like big carbon fiber F1 looking paddles, and they're really beautiful, and actually the tactic experience of those paddles are very, very nice. I enjoyed those. Great. So is there anything else you would hope DBX S driver would experience?
Well, one of the key changes we made, or two key changes. One is to the engine performance. So we have 20 more horsepower. And that's delivered in a fashion which encourages you to really explore the upper limits of the engine RPM range. So the calibration of the engine, the transmission work very closely together to give you that engaging driving experience. And of course the exhaust note that you've just heard makes that sound even better. So good. And then the steering feel is slightly sharper. It is about 5% quicker. Gives you that slightly more engaging feel. The turn-in is slightly sharper, and again makes the car feel more agile to drive.
It's much more playful.
Exactly.
It's like the DBX likes to party. DBX S likes to party a little harder.
The steering feel is very Aston Martin.
It is.
We do like to have a very linear, predictable steering feel that feels natural and makes you want to engage with it. It doesn't remove you from the driving experience. No, and
it's like it helped me, but it didn't take me out of the equation, which was really, really nice. And I remember the Vantage Roadster did that very well too. But yeah, these days so many vehicles, it's so good that you don't even feel like you're that engaged in the process.
But you're also removed from the equation as well. You feel distant and remote, and it's a direction device. It's not a steering wheel. There you go. You want something that makes you feel like you're actually driving the car. That's right.
That's right. And then and then that creates the emotional connection, right? Then all of a sudden, she and I became really good friends by the end of the day. We're very attached to one another. So don't go looking for the keys later, Neil.
We'll find it.
Oh, damn, I bet you would. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Neil Hughes, guys. We'll see him next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So there you have it, the Aston Martin DBX S. I'm Motorhead Mama. Thank you so much for watching. Please press that subscribe button. Thanks.